about, I don't know, 6 o'clock, 5 past 6 right now. So on my way home, a little later call today, at the end of the day. So, whatever, it's been a rough few weeks, as we all know. So, I still haven't been able to film much, guys, so I figured maybe I'd do another drive time talk session here and just give you guys a little bit of my history and how I got into the business and how I became a refrigeration tech. I started in this trade, I was 21. I'm 41 now, so I've been doing this 20 years, actually 20 years this summer. Right out of high school, I knew, like, even like before high school, that I wasn't gonna go to college because I didn't really like school, and I was always good at fixing stuff, even as a kid. So I knew I'd be working in some type of trade. I just didn't know what. And I was really into cars and all that, so went for auto mechanics and all that, and I worked on cars till I was 21. Getting paid no money. It's a real tough business, and I had a guy, this old timer. I was dating his granddaughter at the time. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos about, you know, when I was talking about apprentices and helpers and stuff. And he said to me, he goes, Chris, he goes, I can tell you're wicked good at mechanics, you're wicked good mechanic, and good at mechanical skills, all this stuff. He goes, you want to learn refrigeration? He goes, I haven't taught anyone in years and years. He goes, you're going to be the last guy because I'm getting old. He goes, I'll pay you $100 more a week than what you're making now, cash. So I said, all right. I gave my job 2 weeks notice, and I started to learn refrigeration. But at that first company, we did everything. We also bought and sold restaurant equipment, used equipment, walk-ins, everything. So we'd go into a place, you know, say a little mom and pop shop, convenience store, restaurant, bar, anything. They were selling their equipment, they had to get rid of it. We'd go in, we'd buy it, we'd refurbish it and resell it, and we'd have to move it, deliver it, everything. So at that time I was moving equipment, setting equipment up, fixing equipment. But it was also good because we had a warehouse, and especially in the winter when it was slower, I could really take my time and try to learn how to fix and repair these units, especially a lot of reach-ins and stuff. Like, we'd get some real pieces of crap and that needed like total rebuilds, like all rewiring, everything. And that's how I got to learn a lot. But at the same time, he was tough, you know? He'd be like, you gotta figure it out, Chris. You're a smart kid. Figure it out. Figure it out, figure it out. He'd give me hints, but he'd make me do it through trial and error. He didn't care if I, you know, blew breakers at the shop, shorted things out, whatever, because that's how he wanted me to learn. And that's how I did learn. A lot of stuff in this business, I don't care what anyone says, it's self-taught. You got to do research yourself. You got to go through trial and error. You got to screw a lot of things up before you know how to do things right. At least from my experience. But what was also good about that place, I learned how to build walk-ins. We used to take walk-in coolers and freezers up and down, move them, bring them to another place, put them back up. Someone would buy it used. They'd want used equipment because they didn't have money for brand new stuff, so we'd go put it in. I mean, I got to the point where after a couple of years, I'd go take down just a smaller walk-in, you know, 6x8, 8x10, 10x12, 12x14. I'd go in and take that all down myself, throw it on a rack truck. Next day, I'd go put it up somewhere else, all by myself, build it, refrigerate it, everything. And I was doing that after like a year, 2 years in the trade. And back to my other video, these kids now, they'd never do that. They wouldn't even know how to take a panel apart, for crying out loud, which is pretty sad, but that's another topic for another day. But that was pretty much it at my first company. But I worked there about 4.5 years, and then I got an offer to go to another company. We did, you know, commercial refrigeration, HVAC, so I got a lot more into HVAC at that company. Learned a lot, you know, just your basic rooftop, split systems, all that stuff. I was there about 2.5 years. I kind of got to the point where I felt like I learned all I was going to learn there, and I was getting bored. I was getting bored with the customers, what we were doing. I knew every place like the back of my hand. I wanted something different, and I wanted to learn more and try to advance myself more. So I ended up finding the company I'm at now. I'll add this too, guys. One of the best ways to find out about a good company or places that are hiring is just word of mouth around the trade. Other guys in the trade, talk to other guys, other companies, and supply houses. The company I'm at now, I found out through a supply house we go to all the time. I asked the girl that was working at the desk in there, I was friends with her at the time, I'm like, you know any good companies that are hiring? And she told me about the company I'm at now. I was like, all right. She actually called them up for me from the desk while I was in there getting parts. About an hour later, my now boss called me and you know, wanted me to come down for an interview. I went down after work that day for an interview, and 2 weeks later I was working here, and I've been here 13 and a half years now. So that tells you the company's pretty good. But it just, you got to figure out what you want to do, guys, too. You know, like some guys, you learn certain things, like say residential guys, you want to get into commercial. You know, other guys that are HVAC, they want to learn refrigeration. Some refrigeration guys are sick of it, they just want to go do HVAC, or just get out of commercial completely and go do residential. It's all up to you guys, you know. But that's basically my history. But every company I've worked at, I've learned more and more, and especially now as the trade is just growing and evolving and getting more technical and advanced. It's just, there's always something new now. You know what I mean? And the place I'm at, there's always new stuff going on. There's, you know, with all, because we're on top of things. I'm at like a top-notch quality place now, so, you know, I don't really ever see myself leaving here. So, you know, it is what it is, but you got to figure out what you guys want to do. Like, if you're not happy, say, there's plenty of places to go, guys. Every company is hiring and looking for quality people, which I'm sure most of you know. Some of the young guys may not, but I'm telling you, but us guys that have been doing this forever, we can go anywhere we want in this country and have a job like that in like 5 minutes. I am absolutely confident of that. I know what happened because everyone's begging for help, which leads me into another topic I want to discuss. I'll save this for another video, but let me know if you guys are interested in hearing about it. But what do you guys think is a quality company where you would like to work? What would make you happy? You know, comment or answer below, and maybe I'll do a little discussion video on that, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to give a little history about myself here, you know, and just add the systems I work on. I mean, I work on anything, guys, from a little tiny reach-in all the way up to rack systems on refrigeration. We don't really do any racks anymore, but we did some at this place I've been at. We had a big customer that we did over 30-something stores, and it was all all rack systems. You know, so basically supermarket stuff. So we don't do them anymore, which is kind of actually good because it was 24 hours a day, and we were just out all the time and all night, and it was crazy. But you know, I work on all the HVAC too. I don't do it as much anymore. I do like 95% refrigeration, and that's what I like. Honestly, I don't even care for HVAC that much. I like rooftop package units and stuff, but anything else, I just don't care for. I don't like split systems. I hate working up in ceilings or drop ceilings. Forget about residential. I don't even want to be in an attic. Screw that. It's friggin' hot enough up on the roofs and everything. You know, I did that, like I said, when I was younger too with the past companies, and I'm all set. But mad respect to you guys that do that. But other than that, guys, just, like I said, I just wanted to give you a little history, let you know where I'm at, what I'm coming from, what I have as a background. Like I said, questions, comments, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you'd like to hear anything about like what maybe a quality company is, or what I feel a quality company is, because there is a lot of hacks out there, and you guys don't want to work for places like that because you'll learn nothing but bad habits. All right, so As always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.